Human rights are being violated in the workplace today in America. There are cases of child labor where children under the age of 18 are being denied education and are being put in instances of danger. Also, according to the Institute for Women's Policy Research, another common occurrence in the workplace is sexual harassment. According to an article, 8 in 10 women experience this. Other instances of sexual harassment had been found to be at 81% of women and 43% of men experiencing sexual harassment in the workplace. There have been thousands of people each year reporting workplace discriminations and violations in 2018 and 19 alone. It is a violation to not honor the Human Rights Article 23 in the workplace. This denies the rights of people to be treated fairly and equally at all places of employment. Human rights are important in the workplace. It protects people against abuse by employers and those that are in power. It guarantees people the rights and freedoms that they are entitled to. Many of the human rights principles protect the workers in the workplace, and is a set law for the employers to adhere to. There are many examples of workplace violations being committed today. This includes unequal pay between men and women, discrimination regardless of race, beliefs, harassment, and unfair treatment of employees. Violations today are a common occurrence. There's also been types of discrimination with job applicants. This discrimination includes discriminating against people of gender, affiliations, disabilities, and discrimination is defined as treatment because of a personal attribute or characteristic that is protected by law. Not everyone agrees with the rules that are set forth in Article 23 of Human Rights. According to Debating Human Rights in Universal or Relative Culture, human rights cannot be defined to represent every person in the world because all of our experiences are very different. The view of the world and our rules is also shaped by the society that we live in, so we all do not have the same set of moral standards, because this would be based on our cultural upbringing. Because of this, the rules cannot apply to everyone. Critics also argue that the Universal Declaration of the Human Rights is a Western biased document that does not account for the cultural norms and values that exist in the world and is an attempt to impose the same values on everyone. According to Eric Posner in an article called The Guardian, many believe that international human rights law is one of our greatest moral achievements, but there is little evidence that this is effective. A radically different approach is needed. There are steps that can be taken to help create a better adherence and environment to human rights in the workplace and help prevent any violations of Article 23. There would need to be a general set of standards for organizations to commit to in relationships to employment for both employers and employees. It would need to be something that can be enforceable and have consequences in the event that there are violations. Classes need to be created and there needs to be a requirement to attend the classes so that both the employer's employees can understand requirements and the importance of discrimination and harassment and how important it is so that there can be a discrimination and harassment-free workplace. In the class, it would need to discuss the importance of promoting equality, accommodating diversity, preventing discrimination, and providing accommodations for people that have disabilities. There would also be a need for the creation of a committee to appoint certain people or group of people to enforce the policies and set forth the standards and also perform periodic assessments. Another important aspect is to have a punishment-free and confidential source to voice complaints and allegations of violations without repercussions to the person reporting the violation. And that would also be my call to action. There needs to be a safe reporting system because many women who reported sexual harassment in the workplace suffered worse consequences than the person committing the violations just for reporting the violation itself. What many people don't realize is that workplace violations are a reflection upon the leadership of the company. And the reason for the problems spreading throughout the company are based on the lack of action against those that are in charge. For my research process reflection, I would have liked to do firsthand accounts with doing interviews with people who have actually had experiences with violations in the workplace. And by doing this project, this has helped me learn a lot as far as violations that I was not even aware of. I had believed that America was a little bit more further than what I learned in this project as far as things happening in the workplace. The most challenging area was finding people who did not agree with the Article of Human Rights because there was so many articles reporting violations. And also, a reflection is now I know how high the importance is of educating people about violations in the workplace and what to do about them once they happen.